Hi, and welcome to a special edition of the Register Guard Prep Football Press Box. I'm Ben Schorzman, Register Guard Prep Sports Reporter, and here we are. We're down to 14 teams out of more than 40 that began the year in our coverage area. The cream of the crop, as they say, well, or if you were in a good league where you got to sneak in. So maybe not the cream of the crop just yet, but the also Rans are all at home now, and we have some good football coming up these next few weeks with teams playing for their postseason lives. Although, and I just actually wrote this for my preview, Marist, rest in peace, did not make the playoffs for the first time since 1995. So 20 years ago was the last time they were not in the playoffs, and they finished fifth place there in the Midwestern League. So a tough year that began with high expectations after making the semifinals last year. But enough of those Spartans. They're no longer in the playoffs. So let's talk about the teams that are, starting with Class 6A. Let's start with Barlow at Sheldon. The Irish are the number 4 seed again for the second straight year. They made it to the Class 6A semifinals in 2014. They host a Bruins team that finished 5th in the Mount Hood Conference, and they're 4-5. So much like last year when the Irish rolled through their first 2 playoff teams, I'm looking like it is going to be that way again, and which could set up a potential playoff in the quarterfinals against Central Catholic, which is intriguing because the Rams are the 2-time defending state champs and defeated Sheldon last year in the state semifinals. Also in 5A, Willamette back in the playoffs for the first time since 2007. They're at Beaverton, which is number 9. The Beavers are coming off an awful loss last week. They were boat raced by Jesuit 70-0. But they're a good team. They finished second in a really difficult Metro League. So the Wolverines are going to have a lot on their plate on Friday night. Looking at 5A, number 3 Springfield is back in the thick of it again, looking to make the semifinals at least for a second straight year. The Millers host St. Helens from Columbia County, a long trip from them, from up there. The Lions finished 4th in a really difficult Northwest Oregon conference with number 1 Liberty, number 7 Wilsonville, and number 9 Hillsboro. So a lot of difficult teams in that league as well. The Lions run a wing T, so it'll be an interesting matchup for Springfield, which is still down a few pieces. Though, a little bit of news, I did see Nick Assam, Defensive Player of the Year last year in the Midwest League, playing in practice earlier this week with a cast on his broken right hand. So who knows if he'll suit up on Friday, but it looks like he might give it a go. Also, moving on down in the 4A ranges here, we're going to have a couple interesting matchups with Astoria at North Bend, Marshfield at Marshfield at Malala, and Junction City at Philomath. So just some interesting matchups up and down the board. Things are going to be a little bit more hectic here on Friday night. We have 5 games that we're going to be out at, including the game I will be at, Barlow at Sheldon. We're going to send a freelancer to Springfield. We'll also have people at Junction City, Philomath, Marshfield, Malala, and another freelancer at a Class 3A game, Dayton at Harrisburg. The Eagles, who I previewed for Friday's stuff, is they played in the state title game last year, lost to Vail, and they start things up with pretty much everyone back, so they could have another deep run here in the playoffs. So if you're interested in how any of our locals do on Friday night, or for some that have to travel a long way, Saturday, you can follow me on Twitter at benshaz_RG, and you can come to our website at registerguard.com/sports/RG/. And there we'll have all of the stuff that you could possibly want from Friday night, including video from Bruins and Irish. So thanks again for watching all year long, whoever has been watching all year long, and see you next week.